Yeah.
What are we actually talking about, though?
Oh, we're going to talk about a heavy hitter. So yesterday, if you listened, we kind of got on about a 25-minute tangent about Infinity War, and we decided, let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, is since Infinity War came out, we knew we were going to do an Infinity War episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's already been brought up, and now we know that we have a lot to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not fucking do it?
Absolutely.
And I feel like listeners enjoy when we're, like, passionate about things.
Oh, I'm
passionate about one thing in this fucking world. And that's Marvel.
Yeah. And the Sad Boys.
Filmmaking as well. That's about it, though.
Yeah. Not.
Oh, I just recently got very passionate about anime.
Did you?
Again. I used to watch it a lot in middle school. I've been watching it a lot again. It's changing me as a person.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's great. Yeah. I've never, ever been into it.
Ooh, let me get you on some good shows.
I would love to. The only thing I've ever seen, which I know it's technically anime, but it's not like a series or anything, is My Neighborhood Totoro.
Oh, yeah, like Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli, but that's it. That's all.
You've only seen Totoro?
Yeah.
You haven't even seen, like, Spirited Away?
No.
Because that's, like, I feel like that is the
one that people see.
The most, like, accepted anime.
Yeah. Well, no, I've never seen Spirited Away.
That's crazy. That's a fucking great movie.
I've heard it's good.
Oh, my gosh.
We're not talking about Spirited Away.
We're not talking about Spirited Away today.
We're talking about
Infinity War! I'm excited.
I don't even know where to begin.
I also don't know where... Okay, here's where we begin.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. Listen to the words we are about to say.
Yes.
We are about to spoil the shit out of Infinity War.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen the movie, you need to stop this episode right now. You need to go to your closest movie theater, and you need to watch Infinity War. And I know what you're
it's actually streaming now. It's on digital.
It is streaming. Well, it's just a joke.
Oh.
You know, it's going to make a bad joke. But, yeah, it's digital now, and by the time you're listening to this episode, it will be out on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't seen it, go out, get it, watch it, and then come back and listen to this episode.
We gave you enough content before this spoiler warning.
True.
So, yeah. Turn it off if you haven't heard or watched it.
Because we're holding nothing back.
No.
We're really going to go in. I don't even know. There's a lot to talk about. I don't really know where to start. So we'll jump in with initial, like, thoughts. At the end of the movie, what did you think? Just, like, quick, like, hot take kind of things.
At the end of the movie, I was... Because I didn't it's not that I didn't appreciate it, because I loved the movie, obviously. But it took me until the second time that I watched it where I was like, fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. Because my initial thought being... Because I'm very cynical, when it comes to, like, franchise films and just, like, I was like, I know these characters are going to come back. But until the second time, I didn't think that they could come back in a different way. So, like, when I first went and I saw, because the one that hit me was Black Panther. And when I saw him fade, and then Okoye.
Mm-hmm.
Okoye. That tore me up, because she was so sad, and I was like, shit. But then I got excited, because, like, she's going to be kind of like the Wakandan representative in the fight against Thanos next time. But all that being said, my initial thought was like, fuck this, like, I know they're going to come back, but until the second time I didn't realize that they could come back in a different way after putting some thought into it, because here's my fan theory right now.
Okay.
All right. So because you have the Reality Stone and then the Time Stone, and you're operating on the fact that there are different universes in the Marvel universe, because I think that that's where they're leaning to. I think that we're going to get to see the other reality in where everyone else faded away. So Iron Man faded away. Cap faded away.
Avengers.
Thor, Hulk, Okoye, all those guys, they faded away in one timeline. And then, obviously, the timeline that we saw in this movie in particular was all, Iron Man, the original. And so what we're going to see is whenever they fight Thanos in both realities, then those universes are going to merge together. So in the one, you're going to have Tom Holland's Spider-Man freak out when he gets to see Iron Man again. And Iron Man freak out because they both lost each other. and then now the timelines are going to merge back together. That's my theory, and that's what excites me. Is just thinking about the next movie, because I feel like this one was a fantastic pilot episode to what we're going to get.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I don't know. When I was going into it, I was skeptical for two reasons. One, because I knew that it was a two-parter. Mm-hmm. Even though they told us it wasn't a two-parter. Which, I mean, like, technically they were right. This could be a standalone film.
Yeah.
And that could be the end of it.
Yeah.
But, obviously, it's not. So I was afraid that it was going to be like your Mockingjay Part 1s, your Deathly Hallows Part 1s, which were not good movies.
Yeah.
But it was a great movie by itself, and it's only going to get better once we get to Avengers 4. I was also very skeptical because there were so many main characters in this movie, and I was like, there's no way that they can do this. Because if you remember Avengers 2, they added like 2 new characters to the Avengers, and it was too much.
Yeah.
And so I was really scared that they weren't going to be able to do it right, and they fucking killed it.
Yeah, they really did. The Russo brothers are...
I was so incredibly surprised.
Yeah.
Another thing I'll say, and then I'll tell you what I thought about the movie.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that Thanos got the entire gauntlet in one movie. Because those tricky fucking editors.
Yeah, I wasn't. I knew that he was going to get it.
I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought they were going to draw it out as long as they could.
Yeah, well, yeah, that kind of goes along with what you were saying about the Part 1, Part 2 thing. Yeah. But it makes sense for that snap to have been in the first movie to see. But I do see what you're saying, where if he didn't get them all, and then it cuts off at a certain point, and we have like 1 or 2 deaths that are impactful. But also, I just remember that Loki died.
At the very beginning.
The very beginning.
Like, right on. That's what we see. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. One of my favorite Marvel movies. There were a couple parts where I was like a little underwhelmed.
What
and
parts?
Was like just not crazy about it. I didn't like anything with Star-Lord.
Yeah, he was a bitch ass.
Yeah, like he was just fucking annoying the whole movie.
Yeah.
And like didn't do anything. So that was like, I wasn't crazy about that. The rest of the Guardians were fucking great.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the weakest, was just Star-Lord, because he was just a fuck. I cried twice.
Yeah. I know, both times you cried.
It's just a thing that I do now. Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah. But fuck, dude. Like, there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah. You know what I want to talk about?
What's that?
I want to talk about one more thing I didn't like, and then we're going to just dive into everything fantastic. I didn't like Peter Dinklage's character.
It was silly.
It was just super silly.
Yeah, it was very silly.
I feel like it could have... I don't know. I wanted to see him...
Anybody.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed... I don't know.
But I like whenever he's in anything, because he's great. And also...
Typically, I love him.
I just
did not care for that character.
The new Thor... I'll watch Thor movies now.
Okay, well, here's the thing. You have to watch Ragnarok. You love What We Do in the Shadows. It's directed by the same director.
Yeah, but it's not the same kind of thing.
It is fucking hysterical. Because you've got an all-star cast in... what is his name? I'm totally blanking.
I don't know.
He's in Jurassic Park.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. I knew that. I was just blanking because I was... Honestly, it's because it's fucking 10,000 degrees in this closet.
It's really not that hot right now.
I'm just a sweaty boy. No, but Jeff Goldblum, super funny. Honestly, Chris Hemsworth is a gem of a comedy actor that I didn't know, because the past 2 directors, whoever directed those movies...
Well, they just made him play a very different Thor.
Yeah, exactly. So he's the Thor that, I wanted to see the whole time. Yeah. He's funny. He's cocky. That's awesome, and that's great. And it's funny, too, because, it's a comic book movie.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, I think the reason they did it right this time, I haven't seen it. Yeah. It's obviously, I don't know this to be true, but from my understanding, this is in, Thor's home. Right? Where he's from?
No.
It's not in Asgard?
A decent chunk of it plays out there, but a lot of it is on... It's not...
But it's not Earth. He's not on Earth.
No.
So we don't have to do this whole bullshit 2 movie of characters where he's like, oh, I don't understand how Earth works. Because that's funny for a minute, but
literally 1 minute.
Yeah, and then it's like, all right, stop and do something else.
But one of my favorite comic book storylines is Planet Hulk. And so we get Planet Hulk, and we get to see Hulk in a gladiator costume, and it is fucking awesome. That fight scene is beautiful and great. The villain stands up, I would say, against a plethora of other villains, and then it bridges perfectly into Infinity War. The opening scene,
it is. I do know that Infinity War starts right where Thor Ragnarok cuts off. Yeah, which is cool.
The post credits. Where the post credit scene cuts off, and that's the thing too. And that I just loved seeing. I just loved seeing that. It was great to see. I mean, because it came out last November. Yeah, it was a decent second ago, but we did get Black Panther, but we knew that wasn't going to bridge right into Infinity War the exact same way because we needed his own origin. All that to say, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch the movie.
All right, I'll watch it at some point. I will. Let's see. I don't even know how to really go about this episode. What? Ooh. Just jump in. Just say anything about this fucking movie.
Say anything. I know that I briefly mentioned it yesterday, but Spider-Man is now. I like this Tom Holland. I like this Tom Holland Spider-Man now.
I'm kind of not upset. Go ahead.
Okay, here's what I'll say about it, though. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to like the next standalone movie because we've talked about it on a movie. Better Spider-Man, I'll give you that one. Movie-wise, I still will always love Spider-Man 2 the most. So, if we're talking about a standalone...
You don't know that to be true.
Yet, I'm saying at this point. Yeah. I'm saying that at this point. So, the way that his character interacted with the other characters in Civil War was great. I never said that I didn't like that because I always thought it was awesome, and I loved him in this. I don't think that it, I love Spider-Man, and I know you're a lot more passionate about it than I. But with this character, he is a side character. Not that he's not like a big hitter, and because he's great, and he's going to have a lot of great story moments in the next one. But I think Tom Holland Spider-Man plays best with other characters around.
I think for now that is true.
Yeah, I'm saying up until this point.
Yeah, I think, but at least the way that I hope they're playing it, it's kind of beautiful in that we will get to watch him become the Spider-Man that doesn't need anybody else. Yeah, and can just kick ass. Yeah. It's gonna be dope.
Instant kill mode.
I'm so fucking excited. Yeah, it's really like he shined for me. I love everything that he does. Obviously, I'm biased. That doesn't matter, but he was the good comic relief that we need that's not overpowering. Yeah. This movie was so jokey.
Yeah. Did you like that or did you not like it? Because I feel like this one was so balanced. I felt like there was a lot of crazy big moments. Yeah. And then there were some that were not, which is great because you're having a good time, but it never seemed like night and day. They weaved it in and out very good, in my opinion.
I just think that there definitely have comic relief characters, but I don't think that everyone should be making jokes. Yeah. By any means. And I don't want to say that it took away from the movie, but there are definitely a couple times where it was just it was just jokes, and I was like, let's get to the movie.
Yeah, let's get to the... What parts in particular do you remember?
I just remember, Thor made a lot of jokes. Yeah. I haven't seen Ragnarok, so maybe he, changes, but I don't know. Yeah. I was just there were many times where I was just why did we need
Well, I would argue that he's not making jokes in particular. He's just talking like a dumb Asgardian, and the way the way that it's being presented is comical in nature. Because that was the whole thing in Ragnarok. It was he's just so stupid. He's this big meathead jockey. Yeah. That's that fair. Has a lot of family issues, and you throw him in weird situations, especially shitty ones like in Infinity War, and he just is just this big dumb jock on the football team. Whereas Tom Holland or Spider-Man is your geeky guy, and so is Bruce. But Bruce is a little aged. Yeah. He's a fine wine.
I don't know. I feel like. And I can't pinpoint it, but there were some moments where I was just I didn't need that couple minutes of just comic relief because nothing has really happened yet. Because it's kind of a slow burn until shit hits the fan.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that they needed that kind of slow. When are we gonna get to it? When are we gonna get to it? Buck, we got to it. Go back.
Yeah.
You know,
what did you think about this new Thanos? Because like we said in